Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to 321 No Kiddin'. Glad to be awesome here. It is, what is it? It's Sunday, January 31st in my world. And I'm going to kick us off with our inspirational calendar reading. It says, wow, this is weird. The best way to get things done is simply to begin. So one of the things that's actually on my brain this morning, because it's 9 o'clock. I've been up since, I think 6. And when I first got up, I was like, okay, I got to kick butt today, all these things to do. And the first thing that happened was some texts amongst a couple friends, which then turned into a phone call, which now it's an hour later, then turned into staff needing things. And I'm sitting here thinking, okay, now it's 3 hours later and I've gotten not very much done that I wanted to get done for myself. So I didn't begin the tasks that I wanted to. And I guess I could talk about boundaries, prioritizing, procrastinating. I have a whole bunch of things that I could tie into that. But essentially, I didn't begin my tasks until now. Now I'm sitting here, I'm with you, I'm present. My phone is hidden, so I can't see notifications and get interrupted. And now I'm ready to do today's reading. I got a lot to do before I run away later this week. So let's get to it. Sir Thomas Browne says, nature is the art of God. The most relaxing activities may be the ones in which we do absolutely nothing. And if we can do nothing amid the sounds of nature, birds chirping, water bubbling in a brook, the wind rustling in the trees, so much the better. During these moments, away from the noise and chaos of our fast-paced, stress-filled lives, we commune most directly with nature and our higher power. Without distraction, our bodies can totally relax. There is no danger, no need to be ready to respond to anything. All we have to do is be. If we live in the city, we can take refuge in its parks, a quiet room, or the library. We can listen to the sounds of nature on records or cassette tapes. I guess this book's a little old if they're talking about cassette tapes. The point is to slow down, to smell and taste the rain, to hear the chirping of crickets and the rustling of leaves and our own thoughts. When we remember nature, we remember our bodies remember that we are part of nature, part of something greater than ourselves. Today, help me hear the sounds of nature and let them comfort and heal me. I learned a little bit more about this, throughout last year. It started with the Asia trip and connecting to the animals and the scenery there, which was obviously very different than here in upstate New York or even in the U.S. in general. And then when I was going to Connecticut and handling the funeral and just being there with some of the chaos last year, I found myself going down to this park by my mom's house, and that's where I would go to meditate. And there was it was a park, so you can kind of grasp the fact that there was trees and stuff, but there's also a nice little river down there. And I would just sit on a picnic table by the river and meditate there, as well as in between. I've done this before too. When I leave my house and I drive to mom's, there's another, I don't even know what river it is. It might be the Connecticut River, but there's a couple pull-offs by it. And it's neat because obviously I drive from here to Connecticut, all different seasons, and it has its own personality on every season. And I've pulled over and just sat there before. These are some of the therapeutic ways I've connected with nature. Also, I love animals 100%, right? And when I go to Colorado and we go to Estes Park or go into Kansas, there's another park. There's something about walking, being outside. The last time I went to Kansas, for example, I went on a 5-mile walk with one of my old friends, and it was just him and I fully present in the conversation, soaking in the big trees, the water, all the things. But I was in that moment and in nature. And I found that it was much easier to be connected. Now, in this case, I had somebody with me. In the case, as I mentioned before, it's just me and nature. And it makes for almost like, I don't want to say instant serenity, right? But there is a good piece of it that can make you feel more tranquil and chill. Now, if you don't have the luxury of having a lot of, water, or right now it's the winter, so we don't hear the birds chirping, the fact that this reading mentions artificial nature, I guess, for lack of a better word, I think is important because there are a lot of options. And when you think about meditations that you may or may not have tried, there's a lot of meditations that I've heard that have the crickets or the birds or the water or the wind, all those things. And I guess I never really thought about it in the context of this reading I know that they're nice sounds. Like I love a good thunderstorm. Of course, being on the inside of a house or a place in a thunderstorm. Actually, one of my favorite things, and I have to figure out how to do this, is when I was a teenager, and I was thinking about this the other day, I can't think of whose house it was. We were at somebody's house and we slept there, and they had this screened-in porch. And if I can have the screens to protect me from the mosquitoes and the northeast fun stuff, and then be outside in the rain, where you're protected, you're sheltered, but you can hear it so clearly. Like, I love that. I remember thinking that even when we went camping as a kid, I love the rain camping. I remember a time when it wasn't fun in a tent once. I think the water got in the tent, but I do love that sound. So today I'll ask you a couple things. Think about, is there anything, well, I guess first of all, are you paying attention to nature? If you are, what is it that you like about it? What resources do you have in your neck of the woods to tap into? And are you paying attention to being in it when you're in it? That would be like the next level, right? If you do have access to nature, what can you do and do the thing that gets you connected, whether it's going for a walk or sitting by a river or whatever. And if you don't, then tap into some of the helpers, such as what do they call it? A white noise machine has a lot of nature functions on it. The weather, you can use the weather as this tool. It's a nice reminder. I think the reading said something like, it reminds us that there's things bigger than ourselves. And I've thought about this recently too. Like, how did I not have any faith in something bigger than me all this time when there's all these things that can't be explained, like the sky and the water and trees and all those things? Where did they start from? I know it's a little heavy, but I'm like, oh, well, that doesn't make any sense. Where did I think this stuff came from? How did this happen? This being observant of these things and practicing stuff like this helps us with a bunch of things. It helps us slow down our mind. It helps us be present. It helps us be grateful. And sometimes it's just checking out of, the chaos and the busyness of life and knowing that we have that resource all around us. And maybe if you're not a faith person yet, you can pause and give that some thought too, which may help in a lot of other aspects as we talk about all the time. And again, I'm not here to preach faith to anyone, but it is pretty profound to think about what could be or how it could be and get dialed in. I'm smiling because I'm looking up right now, and the calendar my mother got me, she got me two, right? She got me the inspiration one, and then she got me the sloth one. And her and Polly. I can't forget Polly, but this sloth is hanging upside down looking at me. He's so freaking cute. and hanging from a tree in this nice green background. And it's like, oh, I wish I could go hang out with the sloth. That's a lot better and a lot sexier than my to-do list today for sure. So yeah, that's your assignment. Dial in. Just give yourself, go sit in the corner of your house for 5 minutes and think about how you feel about nature. Are you thinking about nature? Just think about nature for 5 minutes and what you could do to incorporate more of it in your life. And then practice it. But baby steps. Just think about it for 5 minutes. That would be my challenge for you today. All right, beautiful people. I am going to go kick butt. At least that's my plan. And I hope that you guys have the kind of day that you want. I know it's Sunday evening for my team, for example, and I'll see them in about 8 hours. So they'll be going to sleep. So if you're in that part of the world, have a nice night. If you're just waking up 3 hours behind me in California, what can you do today to make it your best day? If it means sitting and relaxing, sit and relax. If it means getting to-do stuff done, go for that. Whatever makes you happy. Just do what you want if you can, and be grateful for that. All right, beautiful people. Talk to you tomorrow.